All right, we're live. Say hello, Karen.
Hi, everyone.
There, you see, you did great. You crushed it.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alex Vidal. I am president of Related ISG International Realty and host of the show you're watching today, The Closer Club, episode number 57. So you're in line or in a group with some really amazing people. Unfortunately, I can't have my logo across the screen anymore. Facebook changed how they allow Facebook Lives to happen. But we are joined today, episode number 57, with Karen Elmir. Karen has been in the business since she's 18 years old, has sold some of the biggest penthouses in South Florida. She's a top producer at a very close friend of Related ISG, Cervera Real Estate. We love Alicia. And she's got some great tips on how she became a top producer, how she finds penthouse buyers, what she asks the penthouse buyers, these high net worth people. And we're filming today from Reach in Brickell City Center, the model unit 4302 penthouse, which is stunning. And I'll show you guys around if we have time a little bit after. Karen, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. I love it. All right, Karen, we mentioned you started in the business when you were 18 years old. I actually started when I was 19. And after 12 years in the business, you have been termed the queen of the penthouses. So
I don't know about queen.
But okay, so you sold a lot of penthouses.
I've happened to have sold many penthouses. One being the one I sold in August at Brickell Flatiron, a 3-story penthouse.
And how much was that for?
13.25.
13.25 million penthouse at Brickell Flatiron. So how did you get to where you are today?
Consistency.
Okay.
And persistence and just working really hard and learning from my peers. You know, I feel that I was very lucky that I got the opportunity to work with, some of the best agents in this industry.
Sure.
So I put that into action and, I worked alongside of Veronica Cervera, which she's been my mentor and at least...
Did you start with her at 18 in the very beginning?
I started with her when I was like 20 years old. I wasn't even old enough to drink. At that time, we were selling Epic residences.
Okay. So when you were 18, what got you even into real estate?
When I was growing up, real estate was booming. The city was growing, and
This was 12 years ago?
Yes.
So this was 2006, 2007? Yeah, it was booming. It just started the boom.
It
was ending the boom, sorry.
Correct.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, like 2002, for example, through 2005, real estate was booming, and the city was changing, and I wanted to be part of that change. I always knew when I was, much younger, and I was like 12, that I wanted, to live in Brickell one day, and I wanted to be successful, and I wanted to, work with people and meet new people. So that's how I got into it. I knew I wanted to do this.
Got it. Now, looking back, what was it like when you first started, when you were 18, 19, 20? And what were the top 3 things you think you did that broke you not only into the high end, but also made you a top producer at Cervera?
Well, first, I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity my first project to work at Epic Residences. So that opened the doors for me pretty much in the luxury real estate market.
Sure.
And just building relationships, not just business relationships, also personal relationships, meeting high-end interior designers, contractors, luxury car rentals, and people that own charter boats.
Sure.
So not just, building your network, that's the most important thing.
They say the new currency are your relationships, not how much money you have to spend on advertising.
Correct.
I love that. So this is episode number 57. You are among some of the greatest top producers we've had on the show. And I've seen that there's a common denominator among them in how they have their business and team set up. What's your setup like? Do you have a team? Do you have assistants? Who does what in your business?
Okay, so I do have a team set up. The Elmir group. We're currently the top producing team at Cervera Real Estate. I have a full-time assistant. She's with me Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 p.m. All day, every day. So she helps me out with everything, and she also helps the team members and my other.
And by everything, you mean like the minutia of running the business?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the one that gives the face. I'm the one that meets with clients. I'm the one that pulls in the business. But she handles everything else that has to do with that, from my listing presentations to my market studies, making appointments, handling my calendar, making sure everything is organized. She's been with me for 3 years. So yeah, she's a crucial part of the the team.
I love that. I agree.
She's very important.
If you're watching, you're very important. What's her name?
Ashley.
Ashley. All right, Ashley. There you go.
And then I also have my other team members that we've been together from the beginning. When I first even thought about doing a team, I have Martin Elortegui, Patricia Alfonso, and there's also other team members that have started, and they we're a team.
Yeah.
It's not just me.
So, and this is not on here, so I'm gonna go off script
no.
a little bit. That's all right. Don't worry. Everybody gets nervous on the show, by the way. Every single person, every single one of the 57. At what point in your business did you decide to have a team, and at what point did you hire the assistant?
That's a good question. I actually, I kind of saw before it even happened that the market was going to shift. My last project that I sold was Grova Grand Bay.
Okay.
And at the end of that sellout, which was 2015, I noticed that there isn't going to be that much pre-construction for long, so I needed to be prepared and plan ahead. So I started working on my general real estate, way ahead of time. So that's what I feel that preparation got me to where we're at today, because I had a head start, because I knew that, building's there's not gonna be lots anymore in Brickell to be built.
That's right.
And so I needed to, build my general real estate to a point that where we are today.
Did you hire the assistant before you even needed her, knowing that was coming, or did you hire at the point that you said, okay, now I need that person on?
I hired, she's been with me for 3 years. So before that, maybe a year and a half, I had someone that was helping me.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you transitioned to a full-time assistant.
Yes.
Part-time. Got it. All right. So let's talk penthouses, because you did sell that $13.2 million penthouse at Brickell Flatiron. I know you sold the penthouses at Biscayne Beach. Hopefully, you're going to sell penthouses here at Brickell City Center. I know you're working on that. What are some of the penthouse buyers of today looking for in these trophy penthouses?
They're looking for a lifestyle. Okay, they're looking for having restaurants, store things at walking distance. Okay. They're also looking for a private pool. They're looking for right now. Health is in style,
sure.
Right? So for like juice bars within the building, fresh juices, saunas, the gym. So these are more or less the type of things that they're looking for.
So what they want is the building in which, if they were to stay in the building, they really have it all. They have the restaurants, the high-end restaurants, beautiful units, but the amenities have to be up there. Super
and most of them want a private pool in their unit.
Interesting. They don't want to be with everybody else. They want to be in the private pool.
They want to have their private pool.
I love that. I love penthouses in private pools. Brickell City Center has them, by the way. All right. Probably the biggest question on any realtor's mind watching this, I know it was mine for sure when I was preparing these questions, are how do you even, so we'll start off the two-part. First one is, how and where do you even find these buyers for penthouses?
Since I've been doing this for such a long time, it's from my network. It's word of mouth. I have clients that they refer me their clients, or people that they know. So it's not that it just falls in my lap. It comes from my network.
From what we talked about in the beginning, making the relationships with the boat charter captains, the luxury car rentals, the valets, the concierge, all that stuff.
Yes.
It's funny, so many realtors take time to go to networking events with other realtors, but they never make time to go to networking events where there are no other realtors. You don't know where the realtor parties are, but you're not going to get any business from them. You're going to get business from where there are no realtors and you're the only person there.
I feel that unless you're working at a project, or you have, a big amount of listings in a specific area, then maybe these broker network events are they would be helpful.
Sure.
But other than that, I really don't see what's the purpose of networking with other brokers when you should be networking with
customers,
the direct consumer.
That's right. Now, if you run a real estate company like me, it's good to go to the networking events.
Of course.
Because then you can recruit and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But for buyers themselves, or for agents themselves, go where the customers are.
Correct.
Not where the other realtors are. Now, what are so I know that a lot of agents, when they meet a potential high net worth client, or who they assume, because there's a lot of this in Miami, they assume that this customer is a high net worth individual. How do you qualify this person? How do you know that they're in fact a high net worth individual? What are some of the questions that you ask these clients to confirm that they are in fact capable?
Where are they from and where do they live? What's important to them? You know, if usually a client at this level knows exactly what they're looking for and what's important to them. If they want to be next to the best schools, if they want to be next to a highway because they travel a lot for work and they want to be next to the airport. At this level, they know exactly. You can't sell them a dream. You can't sell them anything because they know what they're looking for. So I ask them pretty much, what's important to them, where are they from, where do they live, and I pretty much know. They tell me from New York, from the Hamptons or something, or from I don't know, from Connecticut or these.
Sure.
I know that they expect these prices.
Sure. Well, and it sounds like also in qualifying, so a couple things, right? If your buyers are referrals, then you already have a validation from the person
that sent them to me. Absolutely.
So that definitely makes it easy. So that's where the value in creating that network comes in. But also, you mentioned something that maybe the viewers didn't pick up on, which is they already know what they want. So maybe if you want to be able to pre-qualify these buyers or ask these qualifying questions, you can ask questions that you know that they should have the answer to.
Correct.
Because if they don't have the answer to, then maybe they're just bluffing.
And ask them, why do they like, for example, they tell me Brickle. Ask them, why do they like Brickle? Because usually at this level, they know the market.
Sure.
They know what price, what things are selling for, how much things cost, or they say Coconut Grove, or whatever they say, they have knowledge.
Got it.
So I always, I listen instead of talking so much. And I'm pretty much good determining,
Picking up on their vibe.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, lightning round. We're almost done, Karen. I know. Lightning round, one word, very short answers.
Boy.
All right. Best ROI for leads.
E-flyers.
E-flyers, really? Mm-hmm. Now, okay, I've never heard this one before, so let me think about this. E-flyer meaning the email brochures that get sent out.
Yes.
Are you talking about, obviously not to agents, but to your customers?
Correct.
All right.
Because your database is like your most important tool.
Got it. Oh man, I always hear open houses. That's the first time I hear database. Actually, no, that's the second time I've heard database. Second time. I think Nelson Gonzalez mentioned database. Favorite social media platform? Instagram. Common. I think everybody says Instagram. One daily practice every agent should be doing to make their business better.
Being positive. Focusing on positivity. Focusing that everything will sell. As long as you try and you put the effort and you put the time and you're consistent. To me, the number one thing is consistency. So I think that if you have a positive mindset,
sure,
in return, you will get positive things,
Absolutely.
Not every property is beautiful and not everything is perfect. There's always pros and cons, even in the newest building. But if you just think that, it's amazing and it's going to sell and it'll sell.
I joke around. I always joke with my wife. I'm like, I'm going to will that deal to happen. I'm going to make my energy is going to make that deal happen. What % of your income do you put back into marketing?
Almost all of it.
Almost all of it. Yeah, we were talking about the commission on that Brickle Flatiron, how it went right back into the business.
Almost all of it. I don't know if people should be. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but I think it's worked out pretty well. I would vouch for that. All right, 2 last questions. The last one of the lightning round, which is, if you could only pick one way to prospect, what would it be? One way to prospect. Go through my phone and call people that I haven't spoken to in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. You know how many people are more agents are afraid to call, or more afraid to call somebody that's in their phone that they haven't talked to in 4 or 5 years, 6 years, than they are to call a stranger. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Last question, and you're off the hook, Karen. Book or podcast or TED Talk recommendation for the audience?
Book.
Okay, go for it. Which one?
feel that The Alchemist.
Okay, why?
Because I think it's about, being positive and helping you grow.
Okay.
So I would say The Alchemist.
And I will tell you that being positive is probably the number one common denominator among top producers. They all have assistants, they all have that, but they definitely want to get out of bed in the morning and conquer. And actually, they believe that they're going to conquer. So, all right, was it that bad, Karen?
No, it wasn't.
See, I love that. I love it. You know what? I'll share with you why I get nervous before the episode. Every single episode I get nervous before. Every guest. It's cool because it means it's important to them, and obviously it's important to me. Thank you for sharing your time with our audience.
Thank you.
Karen, how can they reach you?
They can reach me. Should I give my cell phone?
You do whatever you want. Go for it.
They can reach me by text. That's probably the fastest way.
Sure, shoot.
My number is 786-301-2220.
And what's your website?
TheElmirGroup.com.
Okay, what's your Instagram handle?
The Elmir Group.
There you go. That's how you can find one of the top producers down in Miami. Karen, thank you so much. I'm going to go behind the camera. Any parting words for the crew?
I wish everybody lots of success and that everyone has a great day.
There you go.